The topic of appearance versus reality plays a large role in William Shakespeare's piece Macbeth. The question for this is, how does deception cause physical conflict in Macbeth? Macbeth is a story about a Scottish general who blindly follows the prophecies of three witches. To fulfill one of the witches' prophecies, Macbeth must first murder the current king, Duncan. Throughout the play, many murders were caused by the underlying theme of appearance versus reality. Several characters use deception, in particular Macbeth and his wife, to achieve their desires. The topic of appearance versus reality appears when Duncan describes the castle having a pleasant seat. The pleasant seat of the castle sets a welcoming atmosphere for Duncan. Here's a meme about the castle, where the appearance, so what Duncan sees, is very lively and positive, while the reality behind the castle is that it's very much a death trap where both Macbeth and his wife have planned to kill Duncan. Additionally, Lady Macbeth puts on a hostess act for the king, despite hers and her husband's true intentions to murder him. Lady Macbeth acts honored to have Duncan as a guest, saying, "All our service in every point, twice done, then done double. We're poor and single business to contend against those honours deep, and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house." Here we see that Lady Macbeth is acting like she's being a good host here, while she's also planning and eventually ends up killing Duncan. And it's both happening at once, so hence both soft drinks falling into one cup. Lady Macbeth provides Duncan with a sense of ease in Macbeth's castle, despite his previous experiences with the Thane of Cawdor betraying him. After the battle, Duncan mentioned, "There's no art in finding the mind's construction in the face." Due to his previous experiences, Duncan knows that a man cannot be trusted solely through his appearance. Despite being betrayed recently, he fully trusts Macbeth, which eventually leads to his demise. What Duncan saw in Macbeth wasn't his true nature, but it was solely just his appearance. Here we have two memes, the first one being about Macbeth. So the first one, he rejects being honored that he's become the new Thane of Cawdor, and instead he decides to go and follow the witch's prophecies and kill the king so he can become the king of Scotland. The other one here is about King Duncan, where he has two options. He can either be careful because he knows that the old Thane of Cawdor has betrayed him, or he can fully trust Macbeth, and he just decides to completely go and fully trust Macbeth. A similar idea of hiding true nature behind a mere appearance is present in Henrik Ibsen's piece A Doll's House. At the start of the play, Torvald appears to be the perfect husband. It is splendid to feel that one has perfectly safe employment and a big enough income. It is delightful to think of it, isn't it? Towards the end of the piece, once Torvald is aware of Nora's action, he becomes physically and verbally abusive. And this is seen in stage directions. Holding her back, and Nora trying to get free. Torvald's true side becomes even more apparent a few lines down when he begins to call Nora's name. "Miserable creature, what have you done?" As the novel progressed, it became more and more apparent at the beginning of the book that what we saw at the beginning was just his appearance, and at the end, with his conflict with Nora, was really his true self. So we have our final meme here about Torvald. So at the start of the play, he's all happy. He seems kind of like the perfect husband. While at the end of the play, we see that he's really mad with Nora, and he even becomes physically and verbally abusive to her. Thank you for listening to my presentation.